can't hear this one more time. Black people don't ride Harley-Davidsons. Black people don't ride Harley-Davidsons. I've heard this statement more times than I care to admit, and this is why I decided to make a video showing how Harley-Davidson's black history and my family's history with Harley-Davidson motorcycles, and share a little bit of my own experience of owning a Harley-Davidson motorcycle. If this is your first time coming to the channel, my name is Tall and this is YouTube channel Traveling Tall, and the channel is about test rides, tutorials, product reviews, demos, and traveling. Today's subject is a little bit out of the ordinary, but again, I am tired of hearing this statement. So if I can make a video to shed some light on the subject, then that's what I'll do. So join us as we cruise down Route 66 on a Harley-Davidson Street Glide, and we'll get into it. Let's go back to the early 1900s in the South. Bessie Springfield, also known as the Motorcycle Queen of Miami, was born in Edenton, North Carolina in 1911, 8 years after Harley-Davidson was founded in 1903. At the age of 16, Springfield taught herself to ride a motorcycle. Her first motorcycle was an Indian Scout. At the young age of 19 years old, she traveled across the United States. In that same year, she exchanged her Indian for a Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Bessie was frequently denied accommodations in hotels and restaurants, leaving her to sleep on her motorcycle. Bessie earned money from performing stunts in carnivals. She also competed in flat track races and was denied her prize because she was a woman. So let's fast forward to World War II. Bessie served as a civilian carrier in the United States Army on her personal Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Bessie rode across country 8 times on her motorcycle and regularly encountered racism and violence. In the 1950s, Bessie Springfield moved to Miami, where she was given the moniker, the Motorcycle Queen of Miami. Now, if you'd like to know more about this incredible woman who shattered stereotypes and who is an inspiration to all, check out the books, YouTube videos, and articles to learn more about Bessie Springfield, the Motorcycle Queen of Miami. William B. Johnson, aka Wild Bill, was born in Maryland in 1890. Wild Bill was the first African American to own a Harley-Davidson dealership, Johnson's Harley-Davidson, that he converted from an old blacksmith shop. Johnson's Harley-Davidson serviced and sold Harley-Davidsons from the 1920s until 1977, and was a local hangout spot for motorcycles to gather on Sundays. Johnson was the first African American to join the AMA, American Motorcycle Association, and be granted a license to race. Wild Bill, as he was known to his friends, was a well-known hill climber, winning on multiple occasions. Some say Wild Bill passed himself off as an American Indian to be admitted into the race. It was also told that the hill's owner, where the event was to occur, wouldn't allow it to be used if Johnson wasn't allowed to compete. Johnson's Harley-Davidson came under threat in 1969 when another Harley-Davidson dealership was allowed to move in just 5 miles from his shop. Many people saw this as an attempt to run Johnson out of business. With the help of the NAACP with Harley-Davidson to resolve the issue, by forcing Johnson's competition to cooperate, the two dealerships agreed to cooperate and also became friends. Johnson continued to ride his Harley-Davidson motorcycle until the age of 82, and Wild Bill Johnson died at 95 years old and is honored by an exhibit at the Harley-Davidson Museum in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Now, these two bikes might be the most famous bikes that ever appeared on film. The Captain America Chopper and the Billy Bike, designed by Ben Hardy and Cliff Vaughn, starring in the iconic biker film Easy Rider. The famous Captain America bike was made from a 20-year-old customized panhead Harley-Davidson. The Billy Bike's custom design was inspired by how the black bikers were customizing their bikes in this time. The creators of these iconic motorcycles never received the credit that they deserved because of their race, and was not welcomed by the mainstream motorcycle world at the time for their great achievement. Ben and Cliff built 3 Captain America bikes and 2 Billy Bikes. One of the Captain America bikes was destroyed in the film, and the rest was stolen, never to be found again. Ben Hardy and Cliff Vaughn continued to influence the motorcycle world once again on the big screen with the world-famous chopper front-end builder Sugar Bear in the 1971 movie The Hard Ride. With history repeating itself again, the builders never received credit for the show-stopping design bike that added life to the movie. Ben Hardy was a mentor to many of the local motorcyclists in South Central Los Angeles. His work was featured in the Black Chrome exhibition at the California African American Museum. Ben Hardy was born on July 25th in Lincoln County, Georgia, and he died in Los Angeles, California in 1994. Cliff Sonny Voss was an American civil rights activist, filmmaker, and a bike builder. He was born in Boston, Massachusetts, educated at Boston Latin School, and earned his bachelor's degree at Boston University before joining the Marines and later on receiving his master's degree at the University of Mexico in Mexico City. Voss rode his blue knucklehead chopper around Alabama in 1964 to visit sharecroppers. Voss said, "I may have been naive thinking I could be an example to black folks who were living in the South, but that's why I rode my chopper in Alabama. I'd visit people in their dirt floor shacks, living like slavery had never ended. I wanted to be a visible example to them, a free black man on a motorcycle." In 1972, Voss produced and directed the motorcycle safety film, Not So Easy, which featured Peter Fonda, Evel Knievel, and the LAPD Motorcycles drill team. Harley-Davidson provided the motorcycles for the film. Clifford Sonny Voss died on July 2nd, 2016, at the age of 79. You can't even have a conversation about choppers without including Sugar Bear. With his signature long Springer front forks, Sugar Bear was born in Kansas City, Missouri in 1939 and later moved to Los Angeles, California in 1953. Sugar Bear believed if it ain't long, it's wrong, and that all bikes were meant to have scrapes, chips, burnt pipes, dents, style, and smiles per miles. Sugar Bear built his front ends at his shop located in Southern California, where he started building Springer forks in lengths up to 18 inches over stock. By 1974, Sugar Bear built lengths up to 40 inches over stock. His design made choppers more rideable, eliminating the bounce and hop that most custom choppers suffered from. In 1972, Sugar Bear was featured on the cover of Street Chopper magazine with one of his bikes. The magazine received an overwhelming outpour of negative letters because a black man was featured on the cover. But the negativity didn't stop Sugar Bear. Till this day, Sugar Bear's front ends has greatly impacted the chopper world. To witness the history that black people have with Harley-Davidson motorcycles, I don't have to go any further than my own family. My great uncle Walt, who is now 96 years old, bought a Harley-Davidson in the 1940s, and he influenced my dad to ride Harley-Davidsons by taking him on a ride as a kid.
So as the years went by, every time I see one, I want to ride me a Harley. So I finally broke down and bought that nowhere.
There he is. Show it to you a little bit closer.
I used to ride on the back with him when I probably was 6 or 7 years old. I decided when I got big I was going to get me a Harley, so that's what I always liked him ever since I was a little boy. And he's the one that got me into it. So.
You said about he took off one time and had to catch you by the leg.
Oh, he had the old hand shield. And when I remember where it was at. I was little. I don't see how I can remember that, but I do. Okay. And when he shifted gears, my feet flew up like that. They caught up under his arm, and I fell back on it. But I remember exactly where that was at, and I remember when it was at. But we lived in the country right up there ways, and we was on the Rock Road, and we used to come around through there. But I always loved them on Harleys. I remember, I can even remember the way that bike smelled because he used to clean it with his gunk stuff. All that stuff, it's in my mind. I can remember that. And I liked it ever since, and I still like it.
What was the year of your first Harley?
68.
68.
Electric Glide. They introduced me to those smoky called Box Harley-Davidson. And that's when I start going to trade my little Honda in for that Harley.
For the blue one?
Yeah, the blue one, the one you sitting on in that picture.
Now, I was going to ask about the story you told about in the garage going out there with the motorcycle.
Yeah, I'll tell y'all that story. Walt probably don't even know about it. We was a little boy, it was me and Melvin, which is and my brother. Well, that's that other motorcycle last me about. Walt used to keep it in the basement. Well, we used to go down in the basement and we'd go through all them motions. You know, you turn the spark and you turn the switch on and you jump up on the starter, and we used to do it all the time. And the motorcycle, it didn't do nothing because it didn't start. But one way they went down there and did that, everything must have been just right. Because it started. We started to run. Then we turned around, come back and cut it off, but I never will forget that right there. Yeah,
you didn't know that?
Walt probably didn't even know it.
I did the same thing, really. My father was in the garage. I had to go on his and pick it up and sit on this stuff. And then one day, it fell over and put a hole in the drywall in the garage because it fell over. I wasn't big enough to hold it nowhere. I'd get out there and play on the while my dad was at work and stuff. And that thing fell over, and the handlebar went through the drywall in the garage. Well, I fought. I got it back out there, yo.
I know you got in trouble, didn't you?
No, I did.
Don't get any ideas. You see, black Harley-Davidson riders isn't a new trend that just started happening. It's always been there. I admit many of my friends and family are getting on Harleys, and a lot of them are drawn by the comfort of long-distance travel, the customizing, the camaraderie, or a mixture of all three. Whatever the draw may be, the joy of owning and riding a motorcycle, a Harley-Davidson motorcycle, is a great experience. The majority of Harley-Davidson owners and riders are accepting of any who rides, and it's common to see groups of riders from different races and backgrounds sharing their love of motorcycles. My experience as a black man that rides Harley-Davidsons, for the most part, has been a positive experience, especially with the riding community. I've had a couple of bad experiences with dealerships that wasn't welcoming, and yes, I've heard stories from my friends and family with similar experiences. But overall, the camaraderie between riders, the joy of riding, being able to customize, the rallies, the events, it's an experience that no other motorcycle or company can even come close to. And this experience is not limited to any certain set of people. It's available for all to enjoy. Hope to see you on the road someday and ride with you. I want to thank you for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more like it, please subscribe. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Keep gliding, and as always, have a blessed day.